afternoon. Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. In all fairness, it was the morning the first time I tried this, but first time back in the studio. We've had some gremlins. We'll leave all that behind. Good afternoon. Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name, as you can see on screen, is Graham D, and I'm joined by the man that we call Bibi.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
10 past 12. Don't worry about it.
I don't even mean it's 10 a.m.-ish. That's what time it is for me. Anyway, it is 10 a.m.-ish because we go live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads each and every single weekday with The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast. If we do say so ourselves, we go live at 10 a.m.-ish each and every single weekday, Monday to Friday, with the podcast. And we hope you guys that are in the chat do feel free to get involved over the next hour or so as we bring you the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions. We also want your thoughts and impressions, so if you are in the chat, please do feel free to get involved, because it's important that you do. It's important that you do, because not only do we want your thoughts and impressions, we want to know what your thoughts and impressions are on our thoughts and impressions, and it's important that you get those, because this live stream is turned into a podcast, a video on YouTube, and an audio podcast on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and Google Play. Lots of places where people watch and listen on demand, but they don't get to have a conversation with us live on Twitch. But you guys do. If you are watching this on demand, how you doing? Yeah. Hey. If you're listening to this on demand, then why aren't you watching it? Because you're not seeing the beautiful studio. And if you'd have been watching it live, you'd have seen the back of Bibi's head.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would.
Exclusives. Anyway, a couple of things to mention before we jump into the stream. First things first, the loot drop, ! Loot drop. I don't know if chatbot has this plugged in, so this might go wrong too, because our chatbots at home aren't necessarily up to date with the ones that's in the studio. But ! Loot drop doesn't exist. Never mind, I'll tell you about it. It's fine. Well, just testing. Nice one, chappers. The loot drop is a way that we give prizes to subscribers. We want to say thanks to people that subscribe to our channel. 100 people are subscribed. 99 people are subscribed right now. One has dropped off since yesterday. We hit 100 subscribers for the first time ever on Twitch, and every single one of those subscribers could have been in with a chance of winning a prize, and will be in with a chance of winning a prize next month. For the last few months, we've given away Ice Cream Uploads esports jerseys. Just this month, though, we gave away a copy of NBA 2K22 to Pirate, who has his copy for the PS5 sorted. Bosh. Kushti. As well as that, ! Merch. If you type in ! Merch in the chat, I think that one works. I'm not 100% sure. It might not do, but that will take you. Never mind, that doesn't work either. Fuck's sake.
Great.
To be fair, we have done quite a lot in 18 months, though, to be fair.
I mean,
getting the loot drop sorted out, getting some merch sorted out, and offering merch that you can't even buy right now, but we will be allowing you to buy. We have our very own custom Ice Cream Uploads baseball caps that we had manufactured last year, and West is gifting. Irani Wankenobi, enjoy the gift there. Back to 100. Yeah! Thank you very much, West.
Hero.
What a beautiful man. So we're up to 100 again. Yay! So we are getting some of our custom baseball hats that we have made up for ourselves. We're getting those made up so that you guys can buy into that. A lot of you guys have mentioned that you would be interested in wearing the hats that we have, the blackout, customized Ice Cream Uploads logo, Twitch glitch on the side, the internal URL on the ribbon, like full on, better than New Era. New Era even messaged Bibi the other day going, yeah, Bib, that's well nice.
So we're just missing the sticker on the front of it.
Yeah, so
on the lid.
On the flat peak.
On the flat peak, yeah. Obviously, this is going to be curved peak as well. So, yeah. I mean, that are the ones that Graham has. Do we have the blue ones still there?
We've got all three. Go on, you keep.
So yeah, we've got, for those of you that do want one, we have got an area in the Discord called merch. All you need to do is just shout up that you actually want one, and then we can look at getting prices sorted out and everything. Graham's put all the information that you require in there, so you've got a good idea. But here he is he's not going to be modelling it because he's actually done his hair this morning, the tramp, and he's actually looking quite good. So he's probably not going to model them for you, but we've got all three in the what do we even call that? It's got the back room. It's got all the tech stuff. The cupboard of dreams. Yeah. So here we go. We've got some ones here.
Ice Cream Uploads merch. Yeah. Boom. So we have Dodgers blue.
There you go. Bing.
Bing. Oh, actually, let's.
There you go. Side cam. Let's go.
Pow. Yeah.
QVC edition. Afternoon cam. How's it going, Shagger?
Then we have the baseball curved peak with buckle fastener on the back. That's the one that I wear. That's what all the proper OGs wear. And then we have the Bibby Special,
That's the one.
flat peak.
Listen,
with snapback.
not many people can pull that off. Do you know what I mean? But when you do, you look the fucking dog's doodads. So you're not having that one. they are not up for sale. They were a limited run. So if you do want the curved ones, we have got an area in our Discord. They will be available to purchase at some point. We just need to get you how many of you want them. Is essentially because it's on a. When you go to order them, you have to tell them how much, and then they'll obviously give you a cost and stuff like that. So, yeah, we've got 3 different styles, all of which you can only order one. So that is the curved one. This one that you'll see on Graham's head more often than not.
Oh, no, you can order curved and flat.
Oh, you put both?
Yeah.
Oh, great style.
So,
hey, get the flat ones then.
So
all the shaggers wear
you
flat
can order
ones.
whatever you want, curved peak or flat peak. Not the blue one. We're undoing the blackout as a run to keep the costs down. Because obviously, the more we get of one style, the cheaper it becomes. So we're doing both the curved peak and the flat peak. Just register your interest in the ICU merch area on the Discord, and then once we know, we'll sort it. As says, for only $9.99 with $200 shipping. There you go.
Has 2 people subscribed, or is one person just... Because it says that we're on 101 subscribers now, and it said 99 when we started the stream.
I can't find the mouse.
Or did someone give one out?
Madge resubbed as well. We missed that one, Madge. That he did mention. Oh no, because that was after. I don't know. Madge did, but yeah, Madge, that might not have updated. So we're now on 101 subs. So we lied to West just to get the extra sub from him. This is a wonderful day. Thank you very much, West.
Sorry, mate.
It worked. We got his money.
Yeah.
Not even sorry.
Style.
That was it. Yeah, thanks, West. Anyway, so yeah, we are taking orders for that. If anyone wants a hat, feel free to let us know. If you don't want one, you don't have to. We had our hats made last July. #scam. Yeah, we had our hats made last July, and we've had a lot of people asking over that time. The reason we've left it like 14 months is because we didn't want to take your money off you. That's not what it was about. It was about us getting some good merch for us to rock on stream. The fact that you guys wanted it is nice, but we didn't want to rush into it because we didn't want to be like, hey, you're on stream, hey, pay to sub, hey, buy merch. But if you guys are interested, then it's something we'll do. We'll try to keep the cost down. If it's too expensive, we'll probably just leave it because we don't want to rip you off. I know, like, obviously, you'll often see influencers with hats that are 35 quid. Ours, we think we might be able to do it for about 17-ish. Maybe including postage, maybe not, but we'll confirm all of the costs before anyone has to put any pennies forward anyway, so we'll let you know. Tito! 7 whole months. Damn it, I wanted to be 100. Oh, well, let's go. Up the ICU, flat peaks are wrong. Yes!
Listen, again, they're not for everyone. They are not for everyone, the flat peak. Only the cool kids wear flat peaks.
You know, genuinely, I thought I was in the minority because I had my curved peak and you had your flat peak, and it was like one stream. It was like the 3 flat peak wearers on Ice Cream Uploads. You, Spike, and OG Bibby all came in like flat peaks. I was like, so yeah, represent, boys.
You see, I wear curved peaks for golf. That's it. I can't play it in a flat peak. I don't know why. It just feels weird. But flat peaks are only for golf. But yeah, flat peaks all the way, baby.
It just doesn't work for me. My head's like a pencil, so I get the flat peak and it just hangs off the side. I look like Raiden. Lord Raiden.
Just throwing your hat.
Ain't no time for that. Anyway, enough about Raiden, enough about flat peaks. We are here to talk about news. Video game news, specifically. We actually have some pretty tasty stories to talk through today as well. The lead story, which you might have seen on social media, is the fact that EA says it could cut ties with FIFA and rename its football series. What? Imagine FIFA. Imagine a world without FIFA or PES. 12 months ago.
It is crazy.
It's like, no FIFA, no PES. I mean, what would it be? We've got eFootball. What, the eSoccer?
No.
E-ball.
They're going to bring back Actua Soccer, aren't they? That's it.
I mean, that's mind-blowing. I've not read through the article, so I am quite interested to see what the news is on that one. Also, because we covered the Twitch story yesterday, a lot of today's news was about the Twitch story. We've decided to leave that alone because that's still developing. We'll probably pick that one up tomorrow after it's had another 24 hours to to stew.
Stew.
So the news is quite a variety, but it doesn't include the Twitch stuff today because we covered it yesterday. We'll come back to it tomorrow. But after that stuff, sticking with EA, DICE says Battlefield 2042's beta is a few months old and amazing progress has been made. That's after comments like West came to the chat yesterday mentioning that it seems a little bit buggy, not quite perfect. So interesting that they've gone with a beta that's a few months old. Elsewhere, Universal Studios' Japanese theme park is getting Pokemon attractions in 2022. The Witcher 3 has been seen running on a Steam Deck. I almost said Stream Deck. I was going to say that would have been an absolute magical achievement. And then Microsoft announces an official Xbox-inspired Adidas range.
Yeah. How many news stories have you got there?
72. I added the Battlefield one. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
right,
stories.
yeah, you might have to slap me that one or something.
I mean, it's not like you show it on screen or anything. Whatever. It's interesting because the last few messages that you've had on Slack.
Just taking the piss out of Asim.
Delete that one. Delete that one.
Yeah, I'll delete that one. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh, you did say he was girthy though.
I did say, yeah, man's got girth.
Yeah. Anyway, back in the room. Hey, how you doing? Hey. Flat Pete only works with people. Oh no, chat! Stop talking. Flat Pete only works with people that have a wide head. That's not even a joke. Yeah, pencil head.
I've got a wide body, so you know what I mean. I think that's why the denim jacket looks quite good on me because it's quite rigid, isn't it? It doesn't flow. It doesn't stick to you. It's quite rigid. Is that the rigid? Yeah, because my body doesn't go like that, and it hasn't got a curve. It's just. It's just a big fucking box, you know what I mean?
Moving on even. I wear a hat only to hide my awful thick hair. Nothing wrong with thick hair, mate. When people are going thin in a few years' time and you're still there with Captain Lego, then you can be like, flick that baby. E-soccer, oncoming. Probably EA Sports Football, that's actually a really good shout. EA Sports Pro Evo 23.
NHL's out today, isn't it? I'm sure Lake will probably be in soon to tell you, but it's available on EA Play today, NHL, so I'm definitely going to be downloading that. I do love an NHL game.
Probably some other amalgamation of letters. That's true. There is no pairs. EA Sports VAR 23. They'll probably go with something simple like what Ads Played said. EA Sports Football. Just make sure. Oh no, it's gone. What the hell was? There we go. Just make sure everyone has changed their passwords. I reckon that's simply a bargaining tool. Say FIFA, we don't need you. They'll try to lowball them for a price cut. Not seen an in-person scoop for a very, very long time. This feels weird now. Kiss.
Suppose we can give the people what they want. That's nice.
Yeah! Kiss with the hands. Not like Konami are going to do a deal. EA Sports Football 2023. Yo, says NX Boxman. I've got a fat head and a flat Pete makes me look like a simpleton. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's jump into some news. Are we set? Are we good to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Is it game frame?
No, it is console. Oh no, game frame. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, okay.
Well done.
See if it works. Hey!
Congratulations.
See, this isn't quite 100%. We had to shoehorn ourselves into a position on screen, so this isn't quite where we would be. We'd have the ability to flick around the screen with the pip stuff. It's not quite working. So we've pieced it together for you guys. But this is what we're beginning the day with. EA says it could cut ties with FIFA and rename its football series. The publisher is, quote, reviewing its naming rights agreement with FIFA. So Electronic Arts has said, actually let me jump back a sec, Chris Scullion at VGC has the article that says Electronic Arts has said it may choose to rename the FIFA series at some point in the future. In a press release discussing the success of FIFA 22 launch, the publisher also said it's reviewing its licensing agreement with FIFA, the international governing body of football. The statement implies that were the company to cut ties with FIFA and rename the series, it would still retain all its other league, player and stadium licensing because these are reportedly separate from the FIFA license. Quote, through years of building our global franchise, we also know that authenticity is essential to the experience, the statement reads. That's why we focus so much energy on the collective strength of over 300 individual licensed partners that give us access to 17,000 plus athletes across 700 teams in 100 stadiums and over 30 leagues around the world. Quote, we continually invest in the partnerships and licenses that are most meaningful to players, and because of that, our game is the only place you can authentically play the iconic UEFA Champions League, UEFA Europa League, CONMEBOL Libertadores, Premier League, Bundesliga, and La Liga Santander, among many others. The breadth of our partnership and our ecosystem of licensed content will enable us to continue to bring unrivaled authenticity in our EA Sports football games now and for many years to come, it continued. As we look ahead, we're also exploring the idea of renaming our global EA Sports football games. This means we're reviewing our naming rights agreement with FIFA, which is separate from all our other official partnerships and licenses across the football world. FIFA 22 was released on October the 1st for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PC, and Stadia. We don't need to read the bits at the end. We get the hints. EA says it could cut ties with FIFA and rename the football series. Mm-hmm. Thoughts, babe?
Well, a world without PES and FIFA seems daft. Obviously, they are both still there, just under different naming conventions. But we are the old school now, aren't we? Like we grew up with ISS and FIFA, and now ISS hasn't been here for 20 plus years. FIFA looks like likely to have its name changed. EA Sports will do well to actually have their naming branch in there, so it'll be EA Sports Football. I don't know if they're going to do the same with NHL. Probably not going to do the same with Madden, and just have it universally EA Sports, and then whatever game it is or whatever sport it is. That would be a pretty cool naming convention, but it will be a loss of income. Like they will have to pay, I imagine, FIFA, or FIFA will pay them. I'm not sure which way it would be, actually.
I think they've paid FIFA. So the way I would understand it is they pay for UEFA's Champions League licenses, the ability to use the UEFA brand, because that's a big brand in itself. They pay for all of the clubs and all of the leagues, and they're paying FIFA for their license. I imagine that started out as something you pay for FIFA and then you can get access to a bunch of stuff, and now they realised, actually, we've got so much stuff licensed, do we really need the name FIFA?
Well established.
So they're probably paying a chunk of money just to have someone else's name on their product, where they're probably thinking, like they say, EA Sports Football or EA Football or whatever. I mean, imagine
cleaner.
Imagine eFootball and then EA Football.
Yeah, that might be a bit too close.
So, but it's still potential. Like, I mean, how can you squash someone else's brand? It's by putting something that has a bit more market presence with a very similar name on top of it. It's just whether is that too close? Could that open up lawsuits then? That's actually, you've called it EA Football, which get confusing people that are looking for eFootball and so on.
Yeah.
But
see what Madge says there, that I thought that was the case anyway, with the Madden stuff anyway. But even if there was to drop Madden, because it's the name of a person, they're obviously paying someone for a license to use their name as somewhere. If they drop that, you could just have whatever sport it is. But yeah, like Asim's mentioned, they would be paying FIFA right now, so no loss of income for them. It actually frees up millions. That's great, but having an identity is something that they've had. Well, having FIFA as their video game name for so long is their identity, very much like we've been talking about PES. That was their identity. Same with International Superstar Soccer. I don't even think they have Winning 11 anymore, do they? That's not a naming convention.
No, that's what eFootball came in to consolidate Pro Evolution Soccer and Winning 11 football into one brand. So
again, history we are the older gamers now, so that's what we grew up with. But there will be kids now that know what FIFA is, and getting rid of that name now, in 20 years' time, that it might be something completely different. If they change it next year, will it change after that for 20 years? Like, building an identity and building a brand is number one marketing thing. Like, if no one knows what it is, no one's going to buy it. But essentially with FIFA, you can't. I don't think they'll ever get away with it. I think they are literally just coming out, giving it a load of bad press, and then FIFA go, actually, well, you can have it for half of what you paid for it earlier.
I mean, that's a potential in terms of it could be like old school business tactics. I don't really want your product. I mean, I'll take it if you really want me to. If you want me to use your name, I will do you a favour and pay 20%.
Yeah.
But I don't really want it. It could be that, or it could just be the fact that. I mean, David mentioned one. I can't see it now. Where is it? Where's David? It's gonna be the gaming version of I remember when Snickers was called Marathon. Yes, Opal Fruits and
I don't ever remember
Starburst.
it being called Marathon.
I don't remember it being called. I know that it was, and I've had that like around me. I was too young. I missed that. I think I've only ever eaten a Snickers. I might have been alive when it was a marathon potentially, but like too young to know. But Opal Fruits to Starburst, Cocoa Pops to Choco Krispies, and then back to Cocoa Pops. That sort of stuff. Like, I mean, there's different examples there. Snickers and Marathon. Snickers has been hugely successful after that change. Cocoa Pops going to Choco Crispies and then changed back because it was shit for business. That could be something in there.
Sugar Puffs without the sugar.
just puffs.
Just puffs now.
So like, I think EA though, and that football game is so well established, so ingrained everywhere that it would be like Coca-Cola changing its name. You just know about Coca-Cola, so you'd be exposed to the name change. It would be so tectonic a move that everyone would see it. If they changed it to EA Football 2023, I think.
Do you think it'd get lost?
I don't think
from a
it
naming
would.
convention, especially if you're a parent and you know what FIFA is, but then you go to game and it's not there anymore.
I mean,
like FIFA's not on a shelf. Like,
that's-
if you go into a supermarket, you can tell from a mile away in the fizzy pop section. You can tell a mile away what's Coke and what's Pepsi, just for the branding that's on there, for the colours that are on there.
I think like all of the FIFA branding, like it's EA branding, or it was for a long period of time. Like you could take, they had that like weird sort of circular shape that said FIFA 20, FIFA 09 or whatever in it, and you'd swap that for NHL 09. You could swap that for Rugby 09 or whatever. So I think like in that sort of sense, the visual of the branding, I think they can get away with it quite well because a lot of the branding's quite minimal now as well. It's the word FIFA, but it's Mbappe on a field. Usually, if you see an Mbappe on a product shelf, you think, oh, that's FIFA, and it could actually be something else, but you think it's FIFA. I think the naming though, the simplicity of FIFA, 2 syllables, PES, FIFA, eFootball. Is a name, bum, bum, bum. Whereas if you go into a store and you say, can I get, because you don't call it EA Madden, you call it Madden.
Yeah.
You don't call it EA Golf, 2K, EA Golf, whatever, PGA Golf or whatever.
Yeah.
Have you got the new PGA? Would that work though if you go in and say, have you got football?
Yeah.
What, as a concept?
Yeah.
You want to buy the entirety of football?
Well, Ad seems to think, and I'm surprised that this didn't get done earlier, if I'm being honest. Obviously, we have got eFootball now that has gone free to play, but I genuinely thought at some point that FIFA will release their Ultimate Team as a free to play model. But then I'm thinking, no, because they get millions of people buying the game. Why would they lose that millions of people buying the game just to have it as a free to play mode? Because they're going to earn millions off of people buying the microtransaction stuff in there. It's guaranteed money for them, but will it open a different market up to them? It's like pros and cons. Why would you change having guaranteed money from them for a mode that still millions of people are playing? There's no barrier of entry there. But like you say, if Madden is been named after a person, who's to say that this new football game isn't going to be called EA Sports Skulls or EA Sports Zidane or EA Sports Pele? Can I have a copy of Pele, please? You know what I mean? It's not. Who knows? But I do think at some point it makes sense for them just to drop the name. If we don't know how much it's cost them to be able to have that FIFA license, we don't know how long the license runs for either.
Just from what we do know about FIFA, it's got to be bajillions.
Yeah.
I mean, just to even ask them whether you can use it, there's probably a 3 million sign-on fee just to ask the question when we consider whether we actually want to talk about it. EA Sports Barrett. You could be Barrett. I mean, like Madden is probably unique. That like Madden wouldn't happen nowadays. You wouldn't get that.
What's he called? Is it John Madden?
John Madden. Yeah. It was on that. I think it was on the Toys That Made Us. If not, it was High Score. It was on one of the Netflix programs, and it was about how EA wanted to kind of set themselves apart, and they wanted to put someone on the front of market, so they got behind John Madden, and they thought he was a good representative for football and for gaming, and obviously it worked because his name's still on it now.
He's never been cancelled then, innit? What would they change the name to then? EA Sports Gridiron or something like that?
You mad?
Yeah,
but like, you wouldn't get that now because brands realise that, okay, I can piggyback off of Rashford. Let's say Rashford. I can piggyback off Rashford to launch a game, but Rashford's career will drop off and he'll disappear. He won't be there. Video games are, as a market, bigger than Marcus Rashford. And now video games realise that, okay, the game is bigger than the person. Like no football player is bigger than the club. No football player is bigger than a game now. So I don't think you'd see the Madden situation ever again because no brand would hang themselves like on the hook of someone that's got
EA Sports Martin Tyler. EA Sports Alex Ferguson. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to work, is it? EA Sports Fergie. Oh, late coming in saying you guys look odd. Nice one, pal. Cheers, mate. What you saying, fool?
Honestly. Alric! Alric! But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like, Asim said there, EA Sports Football 23 would be very simple and does what it says in the tin from a brand that is well known. It crosses language and local cultural barriers. It does, absolutely. It's just
apart from in America,
the contraction. Yeah, soccer.
EA Sports Soccer. Are they going to have 2 naming conventions?
Yeah, wait, this game says football, but you can't pick it up with your hands. How is that even
you have gloves on?
Only one guy can pick it up. God. Sorry, Americans. We apologise. Like Mr. T nailed it though. Like in terms of EA Sports Football 2023 is what it would be, but what would the contraction be? Because like, I mean, can they even call Ultimate Team Foot anymore? Because the F stands for FIFA. Would FIFA go, actually, that's attached to our name. You have to call it.
I suppose there's no licensing on the word football, so they could get away with that. Football Ultimate Team.
Yeah.
There's no license on the term, is there? Is there? I bet you somewhere down the line there probably is, or someone's trying to get money off the back of that.
I've seen conversations about the word football and FIFA trying to copyright that in the past. I don't think it happened. I don't think they got away with it in terms of trying to lock it off. I could be wrong though. I could. EA Sports Foot Egg 2023. Exactly, Madge. Exactly.
Is someone else near the studio or somewhere? Not that I'm aware of.
Is there someone else near this? Wait, no, my bad. I have a tab someone that's playing audio and I can't find it.
Yeah, one of the other rooms is mic'd up, and you can just hear Lee's ass exploding somewhere.
Yeah, we are actually fellow DJs, by the way. Lee's just upstairs, just jamming. That's what it was. Where did we get to? Thing is, who actually calls it Coca-Cola? I don't. I never have. I always say a Coke. I mean, that's the thing, though. Yeah. Like, it's like, what do you call? I mean, would you still call EA Sports Football 23 FIFA? I mean, we probably would.
Yeah.
Like, I still called PES Pro Evo up until, well, still now. Yeah. I'll still call it Pro
It'll still be called PES. In 10 years' time, I'm still going to call it PES, regardless of what it's called.
The thing is, though, is that drops off. It's like you'd see everyone used square to shoot, and now people use circle to shoot in the UK because FIFA's been the dominant game for 10 years. I'm part of the old guard that still use that button and still call it Pro Evo.
J-Boo's still using that. Still using the digital controls. Yeah, still using digital. Like, Jesus Christ, like, you won't ever wean him off that. He's never going to use the analog stick. He's still using D-pad.
But like we could call it FIFA. Oh, have you got FIFA 24, FIFA 25, FIFA 26? But then 10 years time. 10 years is enough time for someone to be born and then be really good.
Yeah.
So they have never been live when it's been called FIFA, and they've just got EA Sports Football. Do they call it like...
People start calling it ISS, are they?
EASFA.
Yeah.
EAF. EA Football. I don't know. Anyway, Mr. T did have a comment and it's gone. They call it EA Sports Football 23. Eventually people call it Football Plus that year. That instantly has them linked to the actual name of the sport and works well from a marketing point of view. As I said, the game is a part of a lifestyle now. A move like this gets them further down that path. Exactly. It's just whether they would be that brazen, because that is a big move. I think something like FIFA is a big enough brand to carry the name football away from football. It's just a matter whether EA's marketing team are brazen enough to do that, because that is a gamble. From traditional marketing, you don't pick a name that already exists in that sort of sense, which is where Madden and NFL is two brands. So jumping onto EA Sports Football, it's a bit of a risk. It's a good money bet. Bibby's just moving lights, by the way. You can't see this stream.
Fucking light, I can't see.
But it's just whether they actually have the guts to do that kind of thing. EA should just consolidate all sports franchises into one game. I'd like to see someone running down a football pitch with a hockey stick ready to start a fight with the goalie. That is lacrosse. My God, I am pasty as feck now.
Oh, is it? I was just pasting it on you. Which one's this one? I can just turn the intensity down.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. Ish. I don't know. See. Yeah.
Go for that. Put it in between us so it should be alright. There we go, look at that! Hey!
Chapper says, do we? I'll always be using Pro Evo controls. I mean, I do, but a lot. But in terms of, I was talking about the people as a, not everyone, but like, I would see going to working at EGX 2013, and you'd put the control. You put the game out. You'd set up PES 2013 and go, okay, do you want to play PES 2013? Yeah, nice. Do you know what the buttons are? Square to shoot? Yeah, nice. But then you fast forward to like 2018 kind of thing. It's like, do you want to play a game? It's like, yeah. Do you know what the buttons are? Yeah, circle to shoot. You want FIFA controls?
Well, they were smart enough to have alternative controls, weren't they?
Yeah.
You select standard or alternate, and you can just go bop bop bop. Dead easy.
It's just after a few years, like the younger audience has just load up with whatever's there.
Yeah,
I mean, some people who are freaks of nature in my mind just play whatever the standard controls are. Like Dan plays circle on FIFA to shoot and square on PES to shoot.
I can't do that.
You absolute mentalist.
Yeah.
How do you do that? And he's good at both of them as well.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that gets through on goal and then passes it over the bar. Fuck's sake. How do you do this? Where it descends into UFC fight. Exactly. AFIF, AFIF 23. My favourite team will move from old, I'm going to butcher this, Hakametsa Hall to Yuroslav Arena. I will never ever call it with that travesty and keep calling it Ratametsa. It is built on a railway and Rata equals railway. There you go.
There's still people that call the Etihad the Eastlands.
Alfred McAlpine, Huddersfield Town Stadium, even though it's had 2 name changes in between. But there you go. So the same basis, FIFA will always be FIFA for me. It's Bibi letting Coco out. Yeah, that's what it was doing.
I wish I could bring her in with me.
Similar to the name change for the golf game, it went from PGA to Tiger Woods and other golfers after him. Next news article time? Is that enough?
I think he's ready for the door to close, isn't he?
FIFA 2005 not let me change this to square to shoot really wound me up when I went back to play it. I mean, balls on them though. I mean, if they don't let you choose square in that era, then maybe they will just take over football. 3-hour special comeback show, exactly. I went to play Vault the other day and checked out the commands. Feck me, I think Street Fighter 2 had more simple controls.
Just play Vault like you would FIFA. I swear to God, you don't need to do any of the flicky stuff. There is actually a button, I think it's L1, that does. I think it'll do like a flip flap, or it'll just change the foot that you have the ball on, and it's like a ball roll or something like that, and it's dead easy. You just press L1 and it'll do the move for you. You don't have to wiggle the stick or anything like that. It is a piss take. But yeah, Volta, I haven't played it this year. I only played it during the beta briefly, and it was brilliant. Like, I love Volta. Why is it only on weekends? I have no idea.
Did I give you this link, by the way?
Yes, 1 second. I need to open Slack.
Nice. Okay,
is that what we're going to do now?
Yeah. We are going to jump onto our second article. A lot of people have been playing this over the last 24 hours. I downloaded it yesterday, but obviously there's been a lot going on for us this week, so I haven't actually fired it up. But Battlefield 2042's beta is a few months old, and amazing progress has been made on that few months, according to EA. So that is the next article. This is written by Tom Ivan at VGC. The tagline says, studio claims to be making huge strides with the delayed shooter.
1 sec. Just close down Slack.
I want to see all Bibby's passwords and Rudy conversations and stuff.
It's only going to be with you.
Bow, bow, bow.
There we go.
Does it not work? Oh, I was going to say just press F11 to full screen it. But
you have to press FN. I've got different bindings.
I always with the F11. I like clicking on that's just too much. Like I know all the keyboard.
Just start changing brightness.
Anyway, back to the news. So as mentioned, DICE says Battlefield 2042's beta is a few months old and amazing progress has been made. The studio is making huge strides with the delayed shooter. So once again, this is written by Tom Ivan at BGC, and the article says Electronic Arts has said Battlefield 24. Actually, you might want to go down a little bit there because we're covering the text over the top, as in like make the that way. Yeah.
Which way?
Move the words down the screen because we're covering it so people can't see it.
Oh, right.
There we go. Electronic Arts has said Battlefield 2042's beta is representative of an older version of the game and that players will notice significant improvements when the finished product is released. Early access to the beta launched on Wednesday for EA Play members and pre-order customers, with the test set to be made available to all players on October the 8th. That's tomorrow. Developer DICE has published a list of known issues that players may encounter during the beta, which is being updated throughout the test, including matchmaking errors and minor visual, performance and graphical problems. According to one of EA's lead community managers, the open beta is now a few months old. He added, quote, "We polish and enhance it to make sure that it's representative of the game we've built, but naturally we're making daily improvements, changes and enhancements all the time." This was echoed by DICE General Manager Oscar Gabrielson, who said the game has come along significantly since the open beta build. Quote, "We've made amazing progress over the last couple of months, including improvements to the visuals and stability that didn't quite make it into the open beta build," he tweeted. "And we want you all to know that in these final few weeks leading to launch, we're making huge strides and are super focused on delivering an amazing experience when early access begins on November the 12th. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. We don't need to read the last bits. So, Mr. Bibb, I mean, we know that video game development does move on drastically in the last month or so. Like, a lot of the work that's put in early on is stuff that you don't even really see. It's kind of behind the scenes. So a game can change drastically in the last month. But what do you feel about the beta that's out there now being a few months old in itself? What are your thoughts?
Do you reckon it's because it's the most stable build they've got and it's less likely to crash?
Possibly. It could be that. It could be the fact that they built a build that they could rely on a few months ago and have been building on that, so they know that they've got something that's foundationally reasonably safe. Also, the game got put back a bit, so maybe this was something that should have been released a few months ago, so they've just been updating something that should have been out earlier.
I think that's probably the most logical one. Like you say, it's the most stable build they've got. So fair enough, the newer ones may be a lot more advanced, but in the grand scheme of things, there will be people that manage to find game-breaking bugs because it's a game that's in beta. People go out of their way to try and do that. Not everyone will go in to try and play the game to its fullest potential. They will go in and try and break it, which is exactly what I imagine EA want for them to be able to do. DICE wants them to go in and break it so they can fix it as early as possible. But I think that this is probably the most stable build they've got. It may have a few game-breaking bugs in there, but on the grand scheme of things, 95% of the games are playable without it crashing. So yeah, it's a shame that they haven't got the most up-to-date one, but that could drop down to 50% or 45% game completion because someone may be able to warp through a wall that you might not be able to do on the most stable one. So this doesn't bother me to a degree because if you've got a good core there for people to be able to enjoy, I imagine they're probably going to enjoy the newer version that they've been playing now. It's just a case of hate using the word polish. I think it gets overused now, and I think it's just such a generic term rather than polish used to be meaning they're going to add some nice little upgraded textures and things like that. Nowadays, it's fix your fucking game.
Yeah, polish was quality of life adjustments. Oh, we're gonna turn the lighting down just so it doesn't look like this. It looks like this. There you go. We're gonna turn the lighting down, or we're gonna change loading times of something or whatever. You get less popping. That was polish, but polish when it's functional, not so much.
Yeah.
Not so much. I mean, I do feel for them here because obviously they are making a game that needs to make an impact and they want it to be received well. So that kind of puts extra pressure on them to deliver an exceptional beta experience. And for something that's as big as Battlefield, first thing yesterday, and this was only first minutes of early access, they had to put messages out saying, yeah, we realise everyone can't get on. Yeah, we realise there's issues with PSN seeing that some people aren't even verified. Even though they've got EA Play, they can't even download the demos and so, because there was so much demand for it. And I think when there's so much hype, you always have the danger of the bar being set too high. I never like these conversations of the beta is a few months old, the new one is going to be better, because that is pretty much standard. Yeah. The thing that's being released now, you don't go finish the game and live. Boom! It's like, okay, here's everything. We need to get it run, checked by first parties. We need to make sure everything's fine. We're obviously going to tweak some stuff as we go, but we can't fully readjust the entire game. It has to be approved by PlayStation and Xbox and whatever. It needs to be all out. We need to build all the marketing and stuff around it. So it's naturally going to be a couple of months back. I don't like when conversations take this sort of touch, because it's usually either to gloss over the fact that a game is crap or to whatever the reasoning for it is, it's misdirectional, and it's like, okay, the game is a few months old and amazing progress has been made, but that's kind of what I would expect. But people will use that as it's fine, it's going to be good, it's going to be good, which
who knows?
My issues with it, though, are not so much the fact that it's a few months old. It's where's West's comment. I think it could be slightly damaging. Several people I know are just whelmed by it. It looks good, ignoring the visual glitches, but it doesn't stand out as an exciting new Battlefield experience. The hype around this needed to deliver something really exciting. I think that's the bit that stands out for me.
Jack said the same this morning.
Did it?
Yeah, it's the same thing. So it's just more Battlefield. The lack of classes, the lack of specialists, the lack of guns, the lack of vehicles, which in the trailer was Michael Bay-esque, wasn't it? Like it was so frantic. It was explosions everywhere. Ultimately, in this beta, you can't really do that because there isn't enough of these explosive weapons, these explosive vehicles. So at this moment in time, whelming, I think, is probably the apt word for it. Like,
not overwhelmed, not underwhelmed, just whelmed. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right, but that's not what you're expecting with all the hype that we've had. When you've got the Michael Bay, boom, 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 introducing, boom, 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 a mediocre experience.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be fucking
It's like the building slightly falls over, not all the way to the floor. It just slightly leans. Like that's the experience that people are having.
Exactly. I mean, I was in. I jumped in a few streams yesterday. I was in S-Pidge, Nacho Gaming. They were playing with the Beard guys and Lotus. No luck catching those planes then. Anyway, he was basically just flying around in the planes for ages, which he was enjoying. But that's how disconnected I kind of felt from it. Hamish, I think it was Hamish, if not Hamish, someone in Hamish's stream this morning said that they felt that it was a bit too... So the game left them feeling whelmed, but the game while playing it meant that they were a little bit overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. So... You got the feeling that you were in a massive battle and there was shitloads going on around you, but it was just so much that it was like, okay, what am I focusing on? And even yesterday, I think the Beard guys over Nacho's stream when we raided him said the same thing. I feel like I don't really have a direction. There's just fighting everywhere, and that's a good feeling if you're in a battlefield, but you also need a little bit of like, what's the aim? And Lotus being in a plane, I just didn't get any feeling of that. Yeah. I didn't even know Lotus was in the game until he spoke, and I'd been on stream for like a minute or two. So
nothing. I was just checking the audio again.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of refining to do. Hopefully, the fact that there's only one game mode and one map or something. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people saying it gets tired pretty quickly. Hopefully, they give us a little bit more. There's another potentially battle royale mode coming or something. It might not be battle royale. They've not said that. That's what obviously people rumour at and instantly jump at. Hopefully it has a bit more substance than whatever they start with, because at the moment there's bugs, glitches. It's an assault on the sensors. It's not really anything new, and it gets told.
That is a shame, innit? Because Battlefield, it was one of the most standout trailers. I say trailers. I mean, there was actually more than one of them that was capturing people's imagination. The Bad Company 2 days, you know what I mean? That's what people want. They want the Battlefield 4. At the moment, it's probably a lot tamer than that, which is a shame. But at the end of the day, it could be the fact that we are obviously just playing a bit older build. The more maps, the better. The more guns, the better. The lack of vehicles and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, there's a long way to go yet before it's November 12th, or was it 19th?
Yes.
Yeah, we've got a long way till November anyway.
I mean, I'm just going to guess. Top of my head, I'm probably thinking 19th of November.
Is that yeah? Okay.
This is right there.
Well, it's actually meant to be out this month, and it's been pushed back as per it says there.
No, October 22nd to November 19th.
Yeah, so it's meant to come out this month. So that stupid shit word of polish is obviously being applied to this one. We're just not quite there enough to be able to release it now. So yeah, we've got a ways to go yet.
Do you know what? I'm gonna drop some articles.
Yeah.
Just because we've been talking quite a bit, and we'll jump through to
one more article then.
Yeah, I'm going to jump into the Xbox-y one.
Oh yeah,
just because it's
lovely bit of clobber.
Yeah, exactly, and it probably it's something that's time relevant and probably doesn't mean as much if you pick it up after the fact, sort of thing. So that's what I'm going to jump into. So we're jumping into our next bit of news, and this is the fact that Microsoft announces an official Xbox-inspired Adidas trainer range.
I've got no ad blocks on or anything. And it's saying that I've got a blocked ad, so I have no idea where this is coming from.
Just do... Oh yeah, I was going to say, just do the page source and delete that.
Someone knows their way around ads, and I don't mean the guy in the chat. Pause on this site and reload. I've literally got no ads running. It's just telling me... Like ads were saying before that, it says the preview of the stream has now ended.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Twitch. Do you know what? Maybe that'll be in the conversation tomorrow. I don't know. We will see. So yeah, okay, this article, we'll jump in now. Microsoft announces official Xbox-inspired Adidas trainer range in celebration of the Xbox's 20th anniversary. Written by Matt Wales at Eurogamer. Have you ever loved something so much you wanted to put your feet in it?
Yes.
Don't ask Bibby what he gets up to on a weekend, by the way. If you answered yes, and there's something you love is Xbox, then there's good news. Microsoft has teamed up with Adidas to launch a range of official Xbox shoes. The foot, I have to say this properly again because I've got saliva in mouth. I need to make sure I get it right because one slip of the tongue could mean something else. The foot-focused collaboration, part of Microsoft's ongoing celebrations to mark 20 years since the launch of the original Xbox, begins with the arrival of the Xbox 20th Forum Tech, a pair of trainers sporting translucent green details said to be inspired by the Halo Combat Evolved Special Edition Xbox released back in 2021. Quote, the Adidas Forum... The Adidas Forum Tech design balances nostalgia while embracing modern technology and is symbolic of how we look at our own Xbox history, celebrating the last 20 years and looking ahead to the limitless future of gaming, says Microsoft of the bogey green shoes in its official announcement over on Xbox Wire. Nice, you've just kind of done it there by calling it bogey green, but whatever. Unfortunately, those hoping to purchase a pair of the Xbox 20th Forum Tech trainers are out of luck. The limited edition shoes will only be available as part of competition promotions to be held via the official Xbox Twitter page. However, Microsoft notes it will be releasing the first ever Xbox sneaker available for purchase by our fans sometime later this year. Indeed, it says the Xbox 20th Forum Tech trainers are only the start of its collaboration with Adidas, and that its 20th anniversary celebrations will continue with the release of additional trainers taking inspiration from other Xbox consoles, both past and present. Although Microsoft is remaining coy about its shoes in its Xbox lineup for the time being, a report by website Complex back in May suggested a total of 4 Xbox-inspired trainers were in the works. One based on Adidas Forum Tech range, presumably the trainer announced today, another based on its Forum Tech Boost, and 2 retro Forum mid-basketball trainer designs with more to follow in 2022. Microsoft's shoe news follows similar footwear-based initiative from Sony and Nintendo earlier this year. Back in September, Nintendo teamed up with Puma to launch a range of trainers inspired by Animal Crossing New Horizons, while PlayStation recently got the footwear treatment courtesy of Nike. Nintendo actually had trainers crossover with Vans, and I know this because I have a pair. I have some high-top NES controller-themed Vans, so there you go. And Danielle got a pair of, I think hers were classic, like Super Mario Brothers white Vans as well. So, and Chloe got a pair of like Princess Peach ones, but she naturally grew out of those after like 5 seconds, so they're gone. But trainers, Adidas. I know you're an Adidas fan.
Love Adidas.
Adidas trainers, Xbox crossover. What are you thinking?
The colour. I think you have to be a particular type of person to be able to pull them off.
An alien.
Yeah, an alien would be absolutely perfect. Someone who looked great in green. I do not.
The Grinch.
The Grinch would be fucking perfect for him. But someone who looks good in green would be absolutely fantastic. I don't. So I would never even consider buying a pair of these. However, I love collaborations like this. I mean, well, I did post a picture about a month ago when I went to the Adidas factory. For anyone who lives in Manchester, if you've never been to the Adidas factory, you absolutely need to go. It's fantastic. But basically, it's just like a place that has either all the sample wear or B wear or trainers that are going to be coming out at some point that haven't hit the shelves in like JD or something like that. So I used to get all the football boots from there, but they had Star Wars Baby Yoda ones and Ninja Adidas ones as well. Really expensive. Like this is a place that actually, like these trainers here that I got, I know you guys can't see this, but these were 20 quid from in there. But if you go to JD, they'll be like 50 quid or whatever. These Airphone ones.
How did you get a pair of boobs on your feet? That's amazing.
Well, I'm a giant tit. But yeah, it's like going to a place like that and they still run up the cost. Having collaborations like that is great if you can get your hands on them, but they need to be at a particular cost. They can't be ugly. Yeah, they can't be as ugly as this as well. Like I would never get away with wanting them, but I also don't like the fact that they have them in limited supply. I understand the need for limited supply stuff because it kind of gives you the demand there, and you'll always know that you're going to sell out of them. But not having people who actually want a pair of these and be able to buy them there and then kind of pisses me off. But yeah, it is what it is. These are ugly for me, in my opinion, because I don't think I'd ever be able to wear them. But I imagine, as a collector's item, you'd probably want them if you're a massive Xbox fan.
Let me send you this. Just for comparison, I tend to go for Adidas trainers over Nikes. Although I have quite a lot of Nike trainers as well. But I don't know whether it's just because Xbox's colour is green, and that maybe is what jars with me. But the PlayStation have had so many different pairs of trainers now. They've had a partnership with Paul George, and they've had like black Celestial Galaxy sort of trainers, some classic original PlayStation trainers. Would you wear them?
I wouldn't wear these, but that doesn't mean to say that they are not awesome.
Let me bring these on screen just for those that might want to look. Would you wear these? I mean, I actually would wear those. I get Back to the Future vibes.
Yeah.
self-tying shoes.
Have you got a pair of them?
No, I wanted to get a pair of them. I've not got a pair of those. No. Although you can get them on THK. Just saying.
Okay.
They've got so those are just casual ones. The black ones, which are pretty much the same style, but have like the light. So the PG on the tongue and the PlayStation both light up on the original ones. So those were the ones that I wanted.
Why PG?
Paul George.
All right.
I believe a basketballer. I don't know because I'm out of the loop. But there you go, famous guy. Bonsai, welcome in, Bonsai. Thank you very much for the host, dude. I'd rather have Simpsons high tops remade for show. Green's my favourite colour, says Ads. I wondered why you did have green on your name in the chat. Yeah, green's not a colour for me. Yeah, love me trainers, love Adidas, but those are nasty, says Bonsai. Yeah, they're not the greatest ones, the Xbox ones. I mean, those obviously you have to kind of probably be into PlayStation to want to wear those.
I'm definitely not trendy enough for them though. Again, it's a particular type of person that are able to pull off stuff like that. Someone who actually wears quite quirky stuff. I don't think that's the average consumer is able to wear stuff like that well. I could not. I'd get them on, I'd look a twat. I'd take them off.
I'll send you another one. So these are the original ones. So those grey ones that were on the screen were the newer Paul Georges. You keep opening Slack and then kill it. Keep it open, and then when you do it, everything pops up on screen.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, PlayStation have had a number of Paul George crossovers. I was gonna get a pair of the black ones, which we'll bring up on screen in a sec. I just keep making Bibby restart his entire.
Oh, these are nice. I could probably get away with them.
I'm just gonna send you another Slack link now. You've just closed it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, we've got a video on it. Oh, okay. Let's open this up. So these are the original Paul George. They actually light up those. So those are the trainers. They've got a power button on the back.
So that's more my colour scheme. I could probably get away with wearing them.
And you'd look badass just walking around your local Wetherspoons at night.
Yeah, ICU-inspired heels.
Exactly. And nice to know that they recognise us there.
Real recognises real, right?
Yeah, you get this. You got me. See, they're nice.
Nice. They are very cool. Zoom airbag.
Anyway, welcome to the sneaker show. Is it finishing?
I imagine so. It's still got 15 seconds. We don't need to have the rest of it. I'll just skip.
The interesting thing was that at the back there was a PSN voucher code on the back of it. Broadcam.
It opened up YouTube anyway.
No, okay. The Nike X PlayStation trainers were awesome, hard to get, and expensive. Yeah, for sure. I'm not usually an Adidas person, Nike person, but wouldn't mind seeing what they're with a high top version, or what they're doing with the high top version. Magic did that yesterday. Did what yesterday? What did he do? I wanted to get these PlayStation 1 so hard to find, and when you do, pay over the top. DHK, both of them. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow and green here, but Xbox can keep those shoes.
Yeah.
I was more looking at the guy in what looked like a dude love top. Anyway, that's enough of that. So let's give you a recap of what we've covered today. The story that we led with is the fact that FIFA could be no more. It could just be a nice, clever marketing discussion. What's the word I'm looking for? Bartering sort of conversation that EA are having with FIFA. They are seeding the idea that they could drop the name FIFA. So you've played FIFA 23. No, you won't. Maybe you won't. You play FIFA 22, FIFA 23 might not be a thing. Could be EA Sports Football 23, could be something else. That is the conversation that we started the show off with. Obviously not an unheard of sort of conversation when it comes to marketing. Very unheard of though when it's come to FIFA. That name's been around for a bajillion years. So changing that could be big. We then jumped into another EA story. This time, Battlefield. DICE saying that Battlefield 2042's beta is a few months old and has amazing progress has been made. So if you have been playing the Battlefield beta, you should take some solace in the fact that the beta isn't the finished game. But I think people forget that's kind of the point. It's the beta, it's not the finished game. But we're in that sort of situation where those stories always pop up, particularly when there are negatives to a game. If a game is not perfect, then quite often that it's old sort of conversation comes up, even though that is always the case. We then jumped over the stories that we'll move towards tomorrow. The fact that Universal Studios' Japanese theme park is getting Pokemon attractions in 2022, and The Witcher 3 has been seen running on a Steam Deck, to finish off with the fact that Microsoft and Adidas have an official trainer range. Not that you can buy, but that just the influencers will be showing off to you on social media. Look, I've got a pair of these, win one here. It'll be that sort of situation. And we're only saying that in a negative context because we aren't being provided with the Xbox. Get involved.
We can be shills.
Yeah, absolutely. I will change the Ice Cream Uploads colour scheme to green overnight. I'll make it happen. I won't do that. I won't do that because green and me should not be seen.
Yeah, makes sense.
Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much. Appreciate you sticking around. The audio wasn't quite as frosty as we would like it to be at the start of the show, if we're being honest, because we have this, which is a microphone that we're both sharing. Not ideal, but it is what it is. We also have the exact same microphone sat just next to Bibby there. We plugged both in, but we didn't do any real testing before we went live. It was a last minute. Maybe we can get it in. So we tried to do too much to start the stream. We wanted to give you some nice individual microphone audio, but the gain levels and stuff of each mic will need to be turned down because you were just getting double echo feedback and stuff, which was a bit intense. Anyway,
no noise gates either.
Exactly, yeah. No noise gated, 100%. So, we are back in the studio, as you can see from all of the angles. Hey. We will not be back in the studio tomorrow, though. We're going to be back in our home setups tomorrow and Monday, but we'll be back in the studio on Tuesday next week. So there may be some upgrades to the studio by then. But yeah, do feel free to join us. We'll be doing split streams for the foreseeable. A couple of days at home, some days in the studio. So yeah, do feel free to join in for us. And on that bombshell, we actually appreciate everything you guys have been doing. As mentioned, we are on 101 subscribers because we absolutely did West.
We might have scummed West out of a sub.
Sorry, West. I didn't mean to do that. I appreciate you though. I told him we were on 99 subs and we were on 100, so he subbed and then we went up to 101. So upsie. So yeah, we are on a stupid amount of subs. Well, actually, no. Because Tito's came through. So maybe we were right. No, okay, that's what it was. Okay, West. Well, do you know what? It all makes sense now. We're on 101 subscribers now because Tito's came in. That I just didn't see that at the point in time. Right. So West, you did take us to 100. Okay. Whew. We didn't just rip the man off. I mean, we got people to pay for this content. We're ripping them all off. Oh shit, Mike's alive. Oh no, fuck. Oh no, back to front. No, yeah, we genuinely appreciate all of you that have helped out with subs, gifted subs, the bits. We had tons of bits last week too. All of the follows. We have actually almost closed in on 2,600 followers as well. Yeah. So if you are watching this, we are 5 followers away from 2,600. That's our next milestone. So if you want to drop a follow, do feel free. Tell your friends. Tell them. And obviously, don't forget about the hats as well. If you want a hat, let us know because we'll give that a couple of weeks for people to get their interest. Obviously, a lot of people probably missed the fact that we put those messages out. But once we know how many hats we're going, we can give you some prices and we can move them from there. Yeah. Nice. Anyway, we won't be having any afternoon streams because we're still in the studio sorting stuff out. So no afternoon stream today, but we'll be back with a scoop at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Before that, Mr. Bibb, is there anything you'd like to add? Yeah, 2 things actually. First thing, obviously we have been sorting out the Discord and stuff, and today we actually had the live notifications go in there, which is great. Obviously yesterday that was a problem, that didn't happen. I know Lake said that he missed it because the notification wasn't there, so I appreciate you guys that have taken your time to be able to do that. But we do have a section in our Discord called Role Selection.
if you go into there, you can actually turn the live alerts on, because you were getting spammed every day that we was going live. You were getting spammed with notifications that we was going live because it was at everyone. We were trying to streamline our Discord so that everyone's not notified for everything. So if you do want to be notified when we do go live, which I know a lot of you did, go into there. Just all you need to do is just toggle it. Just click the dot, and then you'll be notified. You'll get put in with a role that says live alerts, and that's exactly what you'll do. You'll be notified when we do go live. So if you could do that, that will be fantastic. Therefore, there will be no mistakes missed. But secondly, and most importantly, we have one more show left to shape. So if you want to help shape that show, there are 2 ways that you can do that. First of all, find us on social media. It is at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or get involved with our Discord. If you are watching this on any of our on-demand services, then go into the description below. All the links you require will be listed there. But all we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time tomorrow, Mr. Graham Day?
10 a.m.
Ish.
There we go. It feels weird to be able to do that in the studio. Up top. Yeah. Boom. On that bombshell, have a lovely day, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you tomorrow. We are going to find a friend to drop a raid on. If anyone has any recommendations, do throw it in the chat. Until next time.
Stay frosty.
This is the bit where I try to find this.
Okay, yeah, just skip through, mate. Don't worry about them. Forget about it. Don't worry.
Stay frosty. Bye.